You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guest is Shelley Wilson, founder of Wilson Homecare. Shelley is actively involved with different business community organizations such as the Chamber of Commerce and the Healthcare Association of Hawaii. Shelley also provides international support to aid underprivileged children in Africa and Vietnam. What's the reason that you decided to start getting involved in the community boards and nonprofit organizations, as you mentioned?
I think it's very, very important to participate in finding new ways to help our patients, and our elderly services are really challenged. I know that people hear about it on a daily, weekly basis in the news. Long-term care, Medicare, Medicaid cuts, health insurance or health care is very, very expensive. And so trying to become involved, to become an advocate for our patients as well. And that's what we essentially do when we're providing care for them. We're certainly the patient's advocate, but really getting involved in the community and also providing education for other people. That's very, very important, I think.
Do you consider that a part of your business, the community efforts, or is it kind of separate, or how do you consider that?
No, I definitely think it's a part of the business. And again, Hawaii being the tight-knit community that it is, it's really important to be involved and have a voice, and business associates and contacts and networking, and we all can help each other out in the end.
Could you tell us a little bit more about some of the nonprofit organizations you are involved in locally?
I currently am a board member for the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm the chair for the Health Issues Committee. And I also participate with the Hawaii Society of Corporate Planners and the Organization of Women Leaders. I'm the incoming president for this upcoming season. And as far as the nonprofits more of the nonprofit work that I do is more international with some of the children's organizations.
Like what? I mean, what organization would that be?
2 years ago, I went to Africa. I went to Ethiopia for several weeks with Rotary International and helped in a polio eradication effort there. And then last year, I participated with Kids Without Borders, and we went to Vietnam for a month and delivered food and supplies and medical supplies to orphans and different children's organizations there.
What was the most moving experience that you had in Africa, and then the most moving experience you had in Vietnam?
That's a tough one. I think that there's love at all ages, at all different levels, with all different kinds of people. You don't really need to speak the language. You don't need to be able to verbally communicate with somebody, but there's nothing like holding a baby, a little baby. Babies are the same all over the world, and in Africa and in Vietnam there are a lot of children that just need a hug and just need love, and the children in those countries work very, very hard from a very young age, and it's just remarkable what a hug from a child can do.
Are you able to tell us your involvement through the Army, what that did to build you as a person, to build you also as a leader? What did you learn from that?
Well, I think as young as I was when I first went away to training at 18, just discipline and perseverance. The military really teaches you teamwork, just the fundamentals of life, basically, and you're just kind of thrown into this group of strangers in boot camp, and you have to work with them, and you have to get along, and you really depend on them, and your life essentially depends on your battle buddies and people looking out for you. So it just forces the fundamentals of life on you, I think, in a much more rapid demeanor than might have taken me a lot longer to learn what I learned in the Army, but it's very good.
Why did you join the Army?
I joined the Army to the huge dissatisfaction of my entire family when I was 17. I had started to apply for college and to see what was out there, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get a scholarship. My sister was in the same grade as I at the time, so my parents were going to have to pay for both of our college educations, and so I decided that I would be the responsible sibling and join the military, and I would join early so I could get a year out of the way. So while I was in high school, between 17 and 18, I drilled with the local National Guard in Iowa, and then I went away to boot camp the day after graduation. And I ended up getting a scholarship late in my senior year, a little late, but nevertheless I did get a small scholarship through the University of Iowa.
Have you ever felt that being a woman, and especially a young woman in business, has been an advantage or a disadvantage? Or neither, it's just moot?
I guess I'm not, I'm never ever going to be a victim, and from my accident all the way to where I am today, you could be a victim or you can be a survivor, and so I don't ever try to play the victim role, or is it more challenging, or excuses of because I'm young or because I'm a woman. Most people are still pretty shocked after I've spoken with them over the phone and I meet them face to face. Most people are expecting somebody probably a little bit older than I am, but it's much less shocking now than it was 10 years ago when I show up at 21 to take care of your mom or your dad. So I guess I don't really try to think about it, but I'm expecting a little bit of shock when people meet me.
Thanks for joining us today on Greater Good Radio. For more information or a transcript of today's show, please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. This is your host Evan Leong and Carrie Leong saying please join us next time for another episode of Greater Good Radio Hawaii.